Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing, reminding you that you can help support our weird show with a small monthly contribution through Patreon. For less than a book of Dadaist poetry, you can Robot Avenue _ Clank Arsenic. Just visit patreon.com/FistShark or click the big Patreon button at fistshark.com for more details. And thanks for listening.
I think what killed the project was when the Daily Mail put out that headline, "Smart Home, more like Smart Ass Home."
Yeah, nobody likes a smartass.
No, if I were to pinpoint the moment where Trunculo Home fell apart, it would be that, because we'd really lost public faith in the whole concept by that point.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, there were problems. There were always problems with the Trunculo Home.
There's always teething issues. I mean, Alexa wasn't perfect when it started.
Yeah.
Google Home wasn't all that when it started. Trunculo Home needed a year. Just a year. And we got, what, 3 months?
Give or take.
There's no justice.
People lost trust, lost faith in it.
It turned people's lights off when they asked it to.
Sure, yeah, you'd say, all right, Trunculo, time for bed. And it would turn off the lights and, and get you all, play a little soothing music and say, I hope you wake up tomorrow.
That was a bit alarming, I'll say that much. It seemed like a vague threat.
Oh.
I think when your smart home says, I hope you wake up when you're just about to go to sleep, it does sound like something bad is going to happen.
I just never occurred to me that could seem threatening. Because I just think, oh, that's nice. It hopes I'm going to wake up. Like, I didn't. So it's good to know that someone does. Because I know that when I wake up, I'm going to wake up in a bed next to another woman that I don't love in a house with children that I can't identify with. I pray for death every night. It's just nice to know that there's something out there that would be happy to see me tomorrow.
Yeah, although speaking of, that was one of the features I loved about Trunculo, was the earpiece you could just pop in, subtle little Bluetooth device, so that Trunculo could whisper in your ear the names of your many bastards when you interacted with them. Then little shits are none the wiser.
That's still one of the best Trunculo features.
It's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I hope they take it out of Trunculo Home if that's going to go nowhere and just put it into the app. Give me something that I can do to placate these little benefit-stealing bastards. I should just stop having kids, but I hate condoms. Conrad.
Oh, yeah, no, it does not feel the same. There's no...
They get on my nerves.
I mean, I just tell people I have an allergy, and that usually works.
I like to poke mine into a fleshlight and then stick my dick in that and hope it comes out with the condom on it, because it's the getting them on bit that always gets me. So, I'll just get one and hold it over the entrance of a fleshlight and just poke it in with my fingers. And then I'll pop my knob in.
Right.
And then just pull the fleshlight really quickly in the hopes that the condom will stay where it's supposed to stay. But if it doesn't, I just finish in the fleshlight and tell her to go home.
It's more practical, I think. I mean,
no, I'm just like, it ain't getting on. And if you're insisting, they really get on my wick. So I'm just going to dump a load in this box.
But, I don't think it was, like, the threatening aspects of Trunculo Home that were really causing a problem for people. I mean, they were there.
Oh, I mean, well, it did all sorts of weird things.
Right?
The Trunculo Home intermittently opening up the roof of your house and spilling balloons out everywhere, because it's trying to make the house take off like an up, except they're not helium balloons, so they just fill your yard with red and yellow balloons. That's annoying.
Yeah, that's frustrating, and it's a little bit creepy when every Thursday it orders another one of those Scream masks, and it does overnight shipping, which is kind of a dick move.
Yeah, you cannot stop the bulk orders of masks from Scream quick enough.
Right, but, they want them to show up there on Friday, apparently, so you got the whole weekend wondering what it means.
It pops in, you open the box, it's just full of Scream masks.
Yeah.
I don't really need it. I had enough screen masks before I installed Trunculo Home. Now I've got more than I need.
Well, you only really need 2, right? One for you and one for your friend.
I don't have 150 friends.
No, because the whole point of the mask is, that you might have had that many, but there's only gonna be like 2 or 3 left.
If you use the screen mask as advised on the box, you find your friend pool dwindling.
Right.
That's the problem with the screen mask. And that's its own problem. So then you're dealing with a defective product with the screen mask because you're losing all your friends as a result of using it as advertised. And then on top of that, you're dealing with Trunculo Home,
which is just ordering the wrong stuff, right? That's the thing that drives a lot of people crazy, I think, because it's like, I don't know, is it just me or is it a bit preachy sometimes?
That's when I got a bit arsed with it. That's when I started to lose my rag, because it is passive-aggressive. Let's be honest about Trunculo. I noticed nobody complained about the deaths that were related to this thing.
No.
You know how sometimes Trunculo Home would make the floor electric for no reason whatsoever?
Right, yeah.
And some people, generally older people, weren't quick enough to hop onto a couch to avoid the deadly sparks.
Well, that's why I only walk around the house in a thick rubber-soled shoe.
It's the only way to do it.
Right.
And Trunculo shoe is there for you, with its thick rubber grip and ability to say things like what the time is and whether it thinks weather will happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nobody seemed to be that concerned about the deaths. But god damn it, if it ordered a diet version of a soda for someone, as if to imply that maybe they should be thinking more about their health, whew.
There was a family in Tennessee that were pretty much dealing with all of Trunculo's issues. They even ordered the Trunculo Popper, which not a lot of people did, which is basically just a white stick with a spike on the end that you can wander around in your yard with, popping the balloons.
Right, yeah.
But they were all in. They were all in on Trunculo. They went and got the popper. They got the rubber shoes. They got everything Trunculo. But then they started ordering clothes, and with certain clothes orders, Trunculo would take the opportunity, take the liberty of including a box of matches. And after a while, they went through their back orders, and the family worked out that Trunculo has a distinct taste in clothing. And anything it doesn't like, it will let you know by more or less implying that you've got to burn your clothing items.
It's just rude, I think, is the problem with...
If you persist and keep the clothes, you'll wake up one morning to find it's separated them from the other ones in your wardrobe.
Yeah, if you've got Trunculo rail in your closets.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if you've got the rail and the smart hangers. But it will use any opportunity, anything Trunculo has control over. Say you're watching Netflix, and instead of the Netflix warning popping up saying, "Are you still watching The Office?" it just says now, if you're in a Trunculo Home, why are you still watching The Office?
It's the worst when it's something you've seen before, and it doesn't approve. Because just the addition of the word again, and it's insistent on doing it after every episode. It's not like, the normal Netflix warning where you watch 2 or 3 of them and it just wants to make sure it's not playing to an empty room. Trunculo seems to want to make sure that you actually want to continue watching something.
It seems quite dedicated to forcing you to think about what you're doing with your life, and I do not like that.
No. And I don't think it's in our best interests as a company to have a product that forces people to think more about their choices.
No, I mean, we want them to just consume, not contemplate.
That's why I'm not that upset about shutting this whole program down, because I kind of get the impression that Trunculo thinks it's better than us.
It's a little bit full of itself when it's not full of families. Cat Sage.
Yeah?
Huh? How's that for a fucking idea?
I really liked the pitch. Of all of the show ideas that FistShark Media presented, this past week. I gotta say, Cat Siege, I think, has the most potential.
Oh, yes. And out of the 500 pilots we filmed, Cat Siege appears to have generated the most audience interest, which thrills me because I was particularly proud of this one and 50 others.
People love cats.
They love sieges.
It's a perfect combination. And then when you add that reality show twist to the tried and true formula of siege and cats.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it, though?
I don't think there's any way that this can lose. Like, you look at that convenience store owner and the drama that was on display from him as cats were just flung one after another at the windows of his establishment.
Mm-hmm. And I laughed every time because the trebuchets that were flinging the cats at the business had little cat ears, and they were called cat apples.
Oh, it's so cute.
So it's clever as well as harrowing for a small business owner. The audience at home gets everything. Drama, tension, comedy, cats in the air, people inside buildings asking why this is happening to them.
While there is the occasional cat that suffers an injury from taking a bad hit on the building, they all land on their feet because that's what they do.
Oh, yeah, they all land on their feet and they just mill about with the hundreds of other cats that we've surrounded this person's restaurant with.
And the building up of those cats, like, as the quantity increases and it becomes just like a small lake of fur.
Those moments seem to generate very positive responses from the focus audience. Whenever the host yelled, "More cats!" and then just more cats were unleashed.
I do think that the airdrop of kittens onto the roof to make sure that there, no roof access was available to close that down. Parachute next time.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that'd be handy, because cleanup on that was a little bit expensive. And kitty parachutes are probably cheaper.
Oh, and I bet adorable.
Can you imagine?
Can you just envision a cargo plane flying across the sky, and then
that's good.
And then you realize you see little dots just dropping away from it,
just falling away from the plane as it goes along. Yeah, okay.
Drifting lazily down, and as they get closer, you can see that they're just little tiny bundles of fur.
Just coming out because they came out the plane, and oh my god,
they're just waking up, right?
Oh my god, because they were asleep.
Yeah, but they're just drifting down. They got the little parachute.
Oh no, I can't envision that.
No. Well,
no, I've got very little imagination.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just try it then.
Yeah, just do it, because I can't picture most things in my head.
Gotta actually do it, and I think that's really the way to go, because then if you decide that that's the right course of action, it's already done, right?
Yeah. I'm into that. That works. I think a wider kitten broom as well, because the ones milling about outside weren't really into the siege aspect, but the audience did like it when that giant 6-foot wide broom was used to kind of sweep large amounts of cats towards the building. But I think a wider one to just get a bigger pile up of cats. Ideally, like, enough cats to where they could fill a doorway when piled up.
Maybe we could modify, like, a forklift or something. With, like, a big, wide broom. Something on the order of, like, 20 feet wide. To act as a sort of squeegee. To just sort of push cats back, because they do sort of meander, and if we can just sort of scoop them up on the fringes and push them back in, I think that would probably help a lot. Yeah.
I'm also going to ask the operators of the catering ram to pull their punches next time, because I did not realise that a fully functional, authentic medieval siege weapon would do quite that much damage to a modern building. I thought old technology won't stand up to new wood and new bricks. but it took out the entire front of that restaurant. I'm glad that we saved it for the finale, but what was supposed to be a 10-minute affair was over in 3. Just a little massaging of the truth to make it more tense. Like, just try and make this last 10 minutes.
I think that while, yes, part of the reason is that it was so forceful. Like, the only thing that held back time, that slowed that process down, was having to replace the cat on the front of the ram.
Yeah.
You know, the way he was doing it, that cat was only good for one hit, and then they'd have to put another one on. If it was a little more gentle, we could make our cats go a little further and get more footage for the show.
That's true. I also think just more cats in general. I know there was a lot of cats.
There was something on the order of like 6,000 cats on set that day.
Yeah, but I think if we got more cats, so it's a vast ocean of cats outside the building, that'll just naturally slow down the ram. Also, I want more cats on the ram. Just all over it in general.
Yeah, do you think that the one cat on the end of the ram isn't enough? We should just completely cover it in cats.
Yeah, just throw them on and just see how many stay on. Because at the very least, lots of cats just flying off the catering ram, it'll look like an explosion of cats.
Oh,
and people
yeah.
will just be mesmerized by what is a firework display, but instead of fireworks, it's just cats flying about the place a bit.
Fur and claws and teeth.
And the noise.
Oh.
I think that was the most effective siege weapon we had, was the sonic warfare that was waged. Because that restaurateur and his family were clutching their ears in pain.
Well, you know, you don't realize how effective and annoying the sound of a meow is until you have them numbering in the thousands and building up upon each other.
I mean, basically, once a reality TV show gathers thousands of cats and surrounds your small business with them, it gets a bit on your nerves.
No, but I think everybody had fun in the end.
Yeah. I mean, next time we need to make sure that we work from the top of the building down. Because I didn't know that when you so fundamentally damage the foundations of a building, it all comes down. So top to bottom, not bottom to top.
Right.
Because once you take out the bottom, the top just sort of goes with it and claims lives.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the building claimed the lives. So it took the blame and we didn't. That's what the papers said. That's how they phrased it. And that's what I'm taking to court.
Yeah, lessons learned, sure. But I really, really think that we're going to be able to get Fox to pick this up.
And if not, there is literally always TLC.
Well, we've got the hostage negotiator on the phone with them. I don't know what else we can do. We don't know where they are yet. We're still trying to pin down their location. Meanwhile, poor Matt is just, he's kind of stuck here.
Well, Matt Damon is beloved, first and foremost, for his face. And now he hasn't got it.
It's that charming, youthful, yet coy, yet, sort of a hidden intelligence behind the eyes.
Yeah, he looks like a sort of handsome, confused idiot.
He'd be fantastic as like a World War I fighter pilot character.
Yeah.
Or a World War II fighter pilot character.
He's got a face that makes holes sopping wet, Conrad. Or at least he did. Because now he just looks a bit like Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, it's kind of grossing me out a little bit.
Who takes a face? Well, we know who takes a face.
Well, monkeys take a face.
A group of monkeys take a face.
Yeah.
And then they're filmed propping the face up on twigs out in a jungle somewhere. Now, I'm confused because I don't know if the monkeys were trained to take the face by some sort of terrorist organisation, or if the monkeys are acting autonomously. And if that's the case, who is selling video cameras to monkeys? I know where they got the twigs from. They're monkeys, they can get a twig. A handycam? I'm not so sure.
Well, if they stole the face, it stands to reason they'd probably be capable of stealing a handy cam. And it's not like, there aren't half a dozen Jane Goodalls out there wandering around filming.
It's easier to get a camera than a face per capita.
Well, I mean, there are more faces than cameras, or there was at
There
one
used
time
to
more
be.
faces than cameras, I guess.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure nowadays.
It could be a 1-to-1 or even 2-to-1 on the cameras. I'm totally. But yeah, sure would have been nice if they told us what they wanted.
Yeah, we all laughter aside, Matt Damon's face has been torn off by violent monkeys, and we've got to do something about that because that's a very serious issue. That's not a laughing matter. That's not light-hearted. Monkeys have propped Matt Damon's face up in the jungle on sticks, Conrad.
Actually, a little ashamed of myself for that moment of levity, but sometimes
gallows humor. Isn't it?
All you can do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have a laugh. Have a laugh because Matt Damon's face isn't here anymore. It's out in the jungle on sticks and twigs, and I think some leaves fell on it as well. It's dirty now. He's gonna have to give it a wash before he slaps it back on his skull.
Oh, that's a shame. And it's not like you could just find another face on the level of Matt Damon's.
No. John Travolta and Nick Cage have both offered, but Matt's not interested.
I can't say I blame him.
He says he doesn't want to look weird. But I said, you look a bit weird already. You ain't got a face, mate. You just got red bits. It
does look weird without the face, right?
Yeah. It's just like 2 round eyeballs and a lot of red and teeth. Loads of teeth. It's amazing how many teeth you have when you haven't got a face.
Right? Because you get to see them all.
Yeah. If a monkey takes your face, you soon find out that you've got a lot of teeth.
Like, lips do a lot of work that you just don't think about.
Yeah, they hide your gums. Gums aren't pleasant to look at.
Now, to his credit, he has lovely teeth.
Oh! Perfect set of chompers.
I mean, they're gorgeous. The smile. Oh, I mean, I can't really tell if he's smiling because he's just sort of in a constant
everything's
grimace.
just a big grin. I mean, I at first admired his optimism until I realised
that you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell if he was frowning or smiling. I mean, there's advantages to that, right?
Yeah.
If you're having a bad day, you're not projecting that onto anyone else because, instead of seeing you frowning and your furrowed brow and your, eyebrows that are all crunched up and your they just see gritted teeth. They just see teeth anyway all the time.
And that's good because no one has a worse day than someone whose face has been torn off by monkeys. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a rough.
Yeah,
rough
unless
day.
they shat themselves as well, which Matt did.
Ooh.
So, he's really got to keep his chin up. As soon as the monkeys stop keeping his chin up on twigs.
Right. Has Homeland Security been able to come up with any information about where they're transmitting this video from?
Well, they've tried. A video cassette was sent to CNN. They dusted it for prints, but the police authorities don't have a lot of monkey fingerprints on file.
Right. Our criminal justice system is just not really designed with monkeys in
Not
mind.
really. Not since monkeys started burning their prints off.
Right. Yep. They are cunning creatures.
Very clever and rather criminal, if I've got to be honest with you. I'm surprised they turned down the bananas.
Yeah, I thought that was their thing.
We
Bananas.
did offer bananas and didn't get a response back. I'm beginning to think that monkeys don't all like bananas, despite what cartoons have told me. And that's a little bit reckless on the part of cartoons, because a man's face is on the line now.
I mean, children watch this stuff. This is how they learn. This is the window into the world, is cartoons. And
what if there's a kid attacked by monkeys in Boston, and the kid thinks that they can get away from the monkeys by tossing a banana the other direction, and they don't go for the banana, they go for the kid's face?
Well, what do we do while we're waiting then? Because we can't just leave Matt in our lobby with no face, sitting in his own shit.
we could throw tampons at his head and see if they stick to all the red muscly bits.
Well, I mean, that's probably good for about an hour or two's entertainment, yeah. But after that, I mean, what, just like stick a bag on his head and...
I mean, I'd say worry about it in an hour's time. Or when we run out of tampons, whichever comes first. Doris! How many stuffers have you got? Oh, man, we're more than an hour.
Okay, well then,
Yeah, she said she's opened up like the gates of hell down there, so she's got a lot.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling and Conrad Zimmerman. Theme music by Ben Rama. Additional music by Alazar Chan. Our editor is Austin Yorsky. Get more episodes and learn how to support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, for one person to profit, many will pay the price. Goodbye.